My name is Kim Morton, and I'm a consultant with FMI. This is the third and final part in our Leading Innovation series, where Ron Magnus and I got to sit down with leaders at Thornton Tomasetti, API Group, and DPR Construction to learn about what they know and what they've learned in terms of leading innovation in their careers. We tried to focus this third article on how do you create a culture of innovation that is open and willing to change and make adaptable behavior shifts based on what the market is telling us to do. Part of what we talked about in this session was the fact that our industry is changing so fast, and the pace of change, the pace of innovation is coming at us faster than we've ever seen before. And in order to get a culture and a group of employees ready and prepared to be able to take on those changes in a healthy, positive way is not easy. It actually takes a lot of intentionality, and it takes a lot of keen focus on these leaders' parts to make sure that they're taking care of their people and their culture before they actually focus on the innovation itself. For any of our leaders out there who have ever tried to lead a culture change throughout their history knows that it's extremely difficult. It's not something that comes easy, and people are usually pretty resistant to making any changes. So we spent a little bit of time talking about what does that look like in order to take a culture that may not be innovative or may not necessarily be open to changes that are coming at them and shift them into being more mentally flexible and a little bit more open to change. One of the things that we learned is that patience as a leader is one of the most important characteristics of leading culture change. Knowing that this isn't going to happen overnight and that there is a big group of people who are working with you and for you who may or may not be aligned with where you're going. And so it's taking a lot of time as a leader to be able to listen to those people, to be patient with their requests, and to be patient with the pace of the change that you're looking to make. The thing that I personally took away from this part of the conversation is that leading a culture of innovation and helping a culture adapt to becoming more mentally flexible and more open to change doesn't happen very easily. It's not a one-phase approach. It's not a one cookie-cutter approach. Every leader does this differently. And part of the reason why they're so successful is because they know their own culture well enough to know what a culture can sustain to start out with, and then they grow the change from there. So it may happen in a small pocket in your company. It may also happen broadly if you know that your culture is able to take on that broad of a change. These leaders are very keenly aware of what they can take on, and they're willing to push to make those changes.